Breaking news. The Fed, unchanged. Unchanged. No rate change. It's funny, when we were talking about, before the break-in, we were talking about the kids and the younger generation.
Yep.
Everybody's like, they need to stop buying this. They need to stop doing that. They need to get off my lawn. They vote too. Remember that. They helped Trump get over the line, especially young men. And they're frustrated. They're pissed. They are frustrated at the fact that they feel like it's working, supposedly, but I don't feel it and I don't see it.
That's the whole thing. It's in this day and age, we expect immediate results.
Yeah.
Especially whenever you're in this age group, 18 to 29.
Well, because they're used to immediacy.
Right.
You know, and then you had Trump out there saying stuff like,
well, we're going to bring prices down day one.
Day one. And they bought into that. And, you know, no, it's not coming down day one. And there's a lot that goes into inflation and things of that nature. And, you know, talking about sending out checks for $2,600. Is that Josh Hawley? Don't do that. What are you doing? That's how we got this mess.
Absolutely. That's that so-called free money.
Yeah, that's not free. And we're in debt. Isn't the whole thing to bring stuff? Well, we want to. No.
You give out $2,600 checks and merchants are going to raise prices.
Yes.
Because they're saying, hey, we'll take some of that free money. Come buy this.
So that's how we got in this mess. I mean, when COVID hit and we sent everybody home, you know, out of an abundance of caution. And, you know, at first you have to go and do that. We don't know what's going on. And nobody wants to be the leader that presides over potentially, you know, the Spanish flu too, and told everybody, go out there and have fun. So then you start handing out money. And you do it the first time because we shut the world down. The second time I wasn't thrilled by. We knew what was kind of going on, but then it became political. And then when Biden comes in, he wanted to do it himself. And then he just supercharged inflation. Because remember, the only place that can produce inflation is the government when they start printing money. And alas, here we are. Now they're talking about sending out $2,600 checks. Goodness me. No. God, no. That is, to even bring that up is insane.
Yeah, because, I mean, they sell it as, well, you know, they're going to use it to pay down debt and that sort of thing. No, they're not. They're going to go out and spend it.
Oh, they're going to pay off their bills.
And now, if they do pay off their bills, okay, that's great.
And by pay off their bills, they're going to get basically to the place where they're just now kind of caught up.
Right. I mean, I look at it this way. In my neighborhood, after that first stimulus went out, we had Independence Day in my neighborhood. No, I think it was the second stimulus that went out. Dude, my neighborhood was on fire, not literally, figuratively, on fire with fireworks that Independence Day. And that's because everybody in my neighborhood, I guarantee you, used that stimulus to buy hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars worth of fireworks. They weren't using that money to pay down debt.
If you were sitting at home.
Because it hasn't been that way since, man.
No. It's the same thing when I was out in Arizona. They're handing out money, and that's all of a sudden people are like, you know what? If we're going to be home, I'm going to add an addition. You know, I got all this free money. You know what we're going to do? We're getting a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to get all of this stuff. And lo and behold, all this stuff started being purchased. And then we got the line, you know, as the you know, next thing you know, the consumption line, the line where we started seeing things break down and, you know, they weren't shipping and it was all that.
Oh, yeah, the shipping lines.
Yeah. No, just any dollar. What? Don't send us $1, $600, $2,600, a penny. Put it into the debt. Pay that thing down. I thought that's what the whole thing with Doge was. I thought that's the whole thing with we're coming in and we're cutting and we're doing. No.
Or just make it a permanent tax cut for the middle class.
Yeah. Which, like, the rich didn't need a tax cut. They didn't. They didn't need a tax cut.
Yeah, the president said that himself.
Yeah. But I think if given his druthers the opportunity, he would have not given them a tax cut. I think he would have let that expire. You know what is going to expire? All of the other taxes and tax cuts, like the no tips, tax on tips and the Social Security thing, all that stuff's going to expire. But the well-to-do tax cut, that's going to stick around. So that's what's frustrating. That's why people like Mamdani in New York make noise. That's why Trump got to I'm telling you, the playbook is very similar. And when you're appealing to a young group of people who are pissed off and angry, they don't want excuses. They don't want games. Just say, this is what's going to happen. Mamdani it's a pipe dream. We're going to have government run. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not going to have government run.
Government run into the ground.
That's it.
Yeah. Government-run grocery stores. Your groceries will be free.
Sure they will. Somebody said, I don't give a crap about the national debt. I want $5,000 for my birthday. Oh, my God.
Well, hey, the government doesn't care about the national debt. Why should he?
Yeah.
They haven't cared about it in a long time.
You know what you guys should do if you're at home? You guys should print out your own money and send it to the credit card company. Say, you know what? I've decided I'd print out some of my own money. What do you think of apples that are those apples? Put it towards the debt. Be smart about it.
Yeah, we do need to got to knock this debt down.
It's
Ken,
amazing.
Think of the politicians, man. How are they supposed to buy votes if they're not running up the debt?
Do you remember when Trump wanted to put his face on the check?
Yes.
Do you remember that? Is there any way we get my face on the check? It'll be fantastic. It'll be awesome.
Trump checks.
It's so.
I still love that that $49 Bible he was
that he was signing. What is that?
Selling Bibles with a copy of the Constitution in it.
And he's signing it. That is just insane. What's your name? Jesus? Nice. You're a carpenter. I could use a foreman. Are you good? That's so him. So you couldn't buy a hot tub during the pandemic. No, some people were. And you know what? It's some people they were buying anything.
They run fireworks in my neighborhood, apparently.
All kinds of stuff. I mean, eating out every night because people thought it was free money.
Yes.
And you told them to go home, and they did. And then they sat around all day, and all they could do was check the internet and then surf on Amazon. There was no sports. They were all waiting for the documentaries to come out, right? And we all fell in love with the Lion King.
Yeah.
Or whatever, Tiger King. He said he asked for a pardon the other day. If she gets out before him, I am done with Trump. Because at least he somewhat entertained us for a while when we were stuck indoors. Did you guys have to come in?
I wanted to come in. I
had to.
I begged our operations manager at the time. I said, look, man, I'm in a little closet. I'm not around anybody. Yeah, and then I come in the middle of the night, and I leave before noon. So news was considered essential here at Cumulus Nashville.
Yeah, I couldn't run the board from home, so I had to.
I was very thankful. I don't like working from home. I don't like it.
It's like okay once in a while. I mean, I do my national show from the house, which is fine, but I've done that for years. And we now we have a studio. I had my own studio office, but now we've got a full studio that we're kitting out, as we say. But we came in every day. So the sales staff didn't come in. We didn't see them forever and a day.
Right.
Then we came in every single day, and the sports guys didn't. So the only ones in the office were the on-air talk show and a couple of the news people. Everybody, and most of them work from home. So it was really weird.
It was weird, man. That time was this building was very weird coming in the middle of the night. and then leaving around noon and it being just as silent as it was in the middle of the night.
That
and
was
then traffic.
That was very apocalyptic, right?
Yeah,
Cruising
it was.
home. Like, I would drive into work because I still had to go to work and do my national show because this is when I was out in Arizona. And I would drive to work. I would do my show. And then I went over, because when I was doing my show then, I would get up super early. It's an hour drive there. I would do my stuff. And then my show would be done by 9 o'clock Pacific. And my other show didn't start until 2. So I had this huge gap. So I'd go play golf. I'd go do all these things. You couldn't do anything. I'd go kick a soccer ball around and, like a cop would show up and yell at you.
Why don't you just make it easy on yourself and just do 18 hours of radio straight through?
It was so frustrating. It was, the best part of it, and the most insanity, and we're going to look back on this one day and go, what were we doing?
Oh,
Not us.
We already are.
There was a picnic table that had the yellow tape around it.
Really?
And I started laughing. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm just putting my shoes on. You can't sit there. I'm like, why can't it? Well, because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
There's nobody out here. It's 120 degrees.
Nope.
The little germs were attracted to the picnic tables.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. And the people in California, guys out surfing.
Getting arrested for it.
You can't be on the beach because of COVID in the ocean.
I will never get over the basketball coaches taking off their mask, talking into a player's face, and then putting their masks back on.
Yeah. Or going to restaurants, sitting down, taking your mask off, eating, getting up to go to the bathroom, putting your mask on, and then going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
As if I'm moving, it can get me. But as long as I'm standing still, sitting, I'm fine.
Yeah, the mask thing was
stupid.
It was just dumb.
Well, it works if you have the right mask and you change them all the time.
Yeah, if you have an N95 and you change it all the time. But, man.
But it was okay if you only used the tissue paper to cover your face with.
That's right.
That counts.
That's right. 6 feet apart. Says who? I don't know. I made it up. It sounds good.
Yeah, and remember the arrows telling you where to go in the grocery
how
stores?
Embarrassing was that?
Boy, you better not get off track.
No. It was a disaster. We handled it poorly. And then the worst thing is it became political. And once it became political, all science and any reason went out the window. And it was just, I'm going to do whatever Trump and some people say to do, or I'm going to do the exact opposite of what a Trump was. And everybody else was going, this is not what?
Yeah.
Clearly you hate science.
Clearly. I am science. Shut up. You're not. Yes. Science is cool. Very cool. But that was just so. And I remember watching there was a drone in China and they translated. And the drone's flying around telling people not to do anything. They were outside, telling them to fight their heart's desires for any kind of freedom or something. And you're just like, oh goodness me. Not a good place to be. And now we're talking about handing out money like it's COVID again.
Yeah.
Good.
It's going to do it all over again.
There you go. Hey, lower the rates and let's heat up the marketplace by handing people money. And then when stuff gets out of control, we'll blame Biden.
It's still Biden's fault.
Everything's Biden's fault. Did you guys see that, by the way? Virginia Gruffet, she may have worked for me in the spa. I don't want to talk about Epstein, but here's what happened. We weren't friends anymore because I beat him at a game of Yahtzee.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone from the president berating reporters for asking questions about it to now he's just singing like a bird.
Yeah, the stuff he says is so hilarious. In fact, when we come back, we'll talk about the 3 different scenarios of why they're no longer friends. Well, he's dead and he was murdered, maybe allegedly, who knows, committed suicide, but he's given 3 different reasons why they're not friends, and it's kind of funny.